Hello everyone, this is Abdul Samad Shah from Spire Podcast. Welcome back to another episode. Today episode is very special. Uh, One of our very famous guru in Amazon PPC. From home, I also learned my initial PPC learnings, and his course was available on his website and in the black market as well. So he is very known for the very simplest approach towards Amazon PPC, the complex topic but very simple approach. So I will not take too much of time. Let's welcome Mina Elias. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. Uh,
Yeah, perfect.
that's
Yeah,
great. That's great. Please, can you introduce yourself? People already know you, but it's just a formality.
of course, of course. Yeah, my pleasure. So, yeah, my name is Mina. Like you said, I have been on Amazon since 2018. I own a agency called Trivium Group, which is a full service agency. We help brands grow and scale on Amazon through PPC, DSP, creatives, SEO optimization, reviews. We also just launched TikTok Shop, and then I started Amazon in 2018 with my own supplement brand, MMA Nutrition, that I still sell. You can look for it on Amazon. And I basically wanted very desperately to get out of my 9 to 5 job as a chemical engineer. Graduated in 2014 from college, got my bachelor's and master's, worked up the corporate ladder, and really did not enjoy that life. I felt like a slave. And so starting the brand was kind of my way to get out. And I just stumbled upon Amazon because it seemed like I was buying all of my supplements from Amazon and I really couldn't sell the supplements in the stores and gyms. So 3 weeks after I launched the supplement, and 2 weeks of failure, I basically decided I need to get it on Amazon. So in about a week, I set up an Amazon account, created the listing, got the images done, and sent my product. Sent 500, or no, actually I sent 100 units to Amazon, and then as I started running ads, I had a competitive price. I started getting a little bit of reviews, and my product started selling. And I was very shocked at how well the product started selling. It wasn't anything crazy. I mean, I was spending $100 a day on Amazon, but I was also making $100 a day in revenue. And if you talk to someone who's experienced, there's like, okay, that's pretty bad results. But when you talk about someone who's never known anything except being an engineer, stuck in their 9 to 5, and seeing that opportunity that I actually can make money on online, that was a game changer for me. So, fast forward, I basically invested everything I can into Amazon. 6 months of working in my corporate 9 to 5, they fired me. I think they found out that I was working on something else. So I went all in. I moved back to Egypt with my family to save money and reinvest everything back into the business. And I was able to become, profitable, and I was able to scale the brand. And by the end of this was 2018, so by the end of 2019, it was doing about $90,000 a month in revenue. And after that, COVID hit, and I decided to get on podcasts just like this and share, my tactics that about Amazon PPC.
Yeah.
And I was just sharing basically everything that I tried and everything that I learned. And 6 months in, everyone knew who I was, and everyone started asking me to run their Amazon. And I turned everyone down for about a year. But towards the end of the year, towards the end of 2019, a big aggregator hits me up and they say, "Hey, we need you to train our in-house team. But first, we want you to manage one of our brands and prove to us that you are like actually a real guru and not just a fake guru." So I managed one of their brands, and they paid me a lot of money for it. And 4 months later, they said that I outperformed every other agency that they hired, and they gave me the contract. So after that, I was like, maybe I should be an agency. It seems like I'm beating all the other agencies, and it seems like I know what I'm doing, and everyone wants this. So that's when the agency started, and we grew it and scaled it, and the rest is history.
Yeah. Thank you so much for the detailed introduction. You already answered most of my questions related to your career. So one quick question, that from your introduction, it feels that supplement is a very easy niche to launch and to be successful in that. But the reality is different. So how do you see supplement launching in supplement, and uh, you're also a non-guru in the supplement niche, so what do you think, and what do you think, what's the a difference in approach back in 2018 when you are launching and now in 2024? Is it hard or easy?
Yeah, so it's definitely a lot harder now, but it is also a lot easier. And the reason that I say that is it's harder because you need to have a really good listing. You need to have a good product, better images. You need to get reviews. You need to do SEO, all that stuff, right? It's more difficult, like than if you compare to 2018. But remember, 2024, you have me, you have Stephen Pope, you have a thousand other Brandon Young, you have a thousand people giving you a lot of information. When I started in 2018, there was no one online. There was only maybe one person. Actually, Samer Brax was the one person that I kind of listened to the most. He's my friend, and he didn't even know, what he was doing. He was basically kind of just experimenting and sharing it on YouTube. So there wasn't any experts like myself sharing everything that they know. If you go on my YouTube channel, you basically get a full masterclass, everything you need to know about PPC, reviews, listing optimization, whatever it is, everything's there. SEO, did a full hour video on SEO. So it's harder in the sense that when you launch, first of all, you need to create a product that's better than everyone else. The reason I like supplements is you have a lifetime value with the consumer, so the consumer purchases again and again. They also like to try different things. So just because you bought this kin product, right? This is non-alcoholic functional beverage, right? So just because you bought one, if I launch another one, people who buy kin will also be interested to try the new one that I launch, as opposed to sometimes people buy one skincare product and they keep using it again and again and again. So it's very different, right? Very different approaches. Also, the market is much bigger. So if I get 1% of a $7 million market, it's a pretty big market, as opposed to other markets could be significantly smaller. So even if you are a bigger fish in that market, it's still not that much revenue, right? And that's one thing that's also a consideration. But to launch a product now in 2024, you need to understand, okay, what are consumers looking for? What are their pain points? Because that's who you're serving. So for example, when I launched, I did it kind of the right way without even knowing. But when I launched my electrolyte powder, I wanted a powder that was keto friendly, high electrolytes, high sodium, high potassium, high magnesium, no sugar, no carbs. So I created an unflavored electrolyte powder that was keto friendly, had very high amounts of sodium, potassium, magnesium, and it had taurine to help the absorption, and it had no sugar or no carbs. And so, the second thing I did was I made sure that it was at a competitive price point. So I launched it at 19.99 when the average competitor was anywhere between 20 to $34. Now it's anywhere between 24 to $44. So I made sure I had a competitive price. And then the things that I didn't do right, which was I had a very ugly listing, I had very bad packaging and very bad branding. I didn't get reviews fast enough. I got reviews. That's actually one of the things that helped me. But not, if I go back in time, I would have definitely gotten more reviews faster, and I would have made it a permanent part of my strategy. So in 2024, if you want to launch, those are the things that you have to do. So like I said, I mean, you're listening to me right now, so it's a lot easier because you already know what to do. It's just there's more to do.
Mhm. That's good. That's good. Um, Regarding launching supplements, what do you think if uh, I listen a lot about that, like in supplement niche, you have to be established brand, or you need to launch a lot of products instead of one product because the branding matters. So what what do you say on this, like should a new seller be launching one product in supplement, or they should be launching a portfolio of multiple products at once?
I never, ever recommend launching multiple products at once. I only recommend launching one product and taking that one product to the absolute maximum, where you feel like adding more reviews, adding more PPC, improving the listing. You have a perfect listing, amazing main image. You've split tested 100 times. You have the best main image on the market, and on PickFood says you have the best main image, right? You have perfect images. You have amazing videos. You have brand story, premium A plus content, optimized SEO. You're always the number one in SEO. You have 1,000 plus reviews. When you have all of that and you feel like your sales aren't growing anymore, then I think, okay, you should move to a second product and pick one, right? But never launch more than one product, because what happens essentially is like, okay, the difference between this might resonate with some people who have kids and others who don't. I don't have a kid, right? But I'm just gonna I know kind of how it works, right? So if you have one child, right? Today's 2024, you have one kid, and you are raising that one kid for the next 3 years,
Hmm.
versus you have four kids and you are raising all four of them at the same time in the next 4 years. With one kid you have more money for food, more money for school, more money for everything, right? More time to dedicate to them, helping them grow, teaching them English, all this stuff, right? Arabic, whatever language, now when you have four kids, and you're one person, not two parents, one person, you know what I mean? It's the exact same thing on Amazon. When you try launching multiple products, your budget is diluted. It's instead of having $100 a day in PPC spend, you can have 25 a day. 20 or 25 a day doesn't do anything, you know what I mean? You have to pay four times as much for all the images and the reviews. You're probably not going to have enough time to do all of it. So most people that I ever meet, unless you're like a really an expert, incredible seller, most of them launching multiple products at the same time. Even my friend who did he sold his company for $30 million, Amazon business, launched multiple products at the same time. 90% of them now are gone. They don't exist because they failed.
So it might be the dilemma of egg and hen, like which one come first, egg or hen? Because I also heard a lot that if you launch a portfolio of products, then some of them will run, some of them will fail. But if you launch one product, it, it can fail, it can be successful. So that's why people prefer launching portfolio of multiple products. But I think, yeah, that's the reason of failure of a few products in a portfolio, because 80/20 rule is also working on the same time. And your example is also good of like giving attention to one child is more quality than giving attention to multiple. So
Exactly.
yeah, so you mentioned that while launching the product, you put a lot of effort on the content and the traffic part. But I have seen that the big sellers or the big brands, they have very poorly optimized listing. They just write one line, a title, and they put some random images in their listing, but their reviews are in thousands. So how do you look at them? Do the SEO don't matter when you go big, or how does it work?
Yeah, I think this just is a testament to how powerful reviews are, right? Because if you can have a product that has thousands of reviews and very bad images and it's still making a lot of money,
Mhm.
that means that reviews matter so much that people are willing to overlook the bad images just because of the reviews. So that just tells me one thing. I have an opportunity to have better images and a better product and better SEO and all of that kind of stuff because this person isn't paying attention. And then as I get more and more reviews, I'm going to get closer and closer. And when I have the same number of reviews, I'm probably going to sell more than that person, right? Because why would people buy from someone who has bad images and bad SEO than someone with good images and good SEO? So I think definitely it doesn't mean that let's neglect images and neglect SEO. Right now you have in your control, in 1 week you can have a whole set of fresh images that are amazing. Tomorrow you can have, I did a whole video on how to optimize your SEO with Brandon Young. Tomorrow you can have a perfectly optimized SEO title and bullet points and backend search terms. So these are things you can control right now. The things that are going to be harder are getting reviews, and this is something that you have to get over, the course of years, pretty much. And so try and getting reviews, right? Keep going after more and more reviews, but in the same time, do whatever you can right now to optimize your listing.
Hmm, cool. Yeah. So when we are bringing traffic toward our listing, then what are the things which matters for CTR click through rate? When you search a keyword, then very few details of the listing you can see from all sellers. Like on the search page, you put a keyword, let's say dog leash, then you see one picture, then some portion of the title, then reviews and rating and price and some other tags. So out of those available information, uh, which one you credits the most, that okay, this is the number one which gives more weightage to the CTR, this is second, third, and gone.
Yeah, so there's 7 factors that affect the click-through rate: the main image, the price, the reviews, and the star rating, discounts and coupons, FBA versus FBM, badges, and then the title. I don't know if we mentioned the title, but
Mhm.
the main ones, and I don't know which one affects more, right? Like, I don't work in Amazon,
Mhm.
but it's the main image, the price, and the reviews. Now, FBA versus FBM, it's a black or white. If you have FBM and your competitors are FBA, your conversion is going to be very bad. Your click through rate is going to be very bad. So it's a black or white. You know what I mean? But the other main ones are the main image. So when someone types in a search term, the first thing that catches their eye is going to be the main image. Then once they see the main image, they're going to look at the price and the reviews. And then if the price is good, if it's in the range of the other competitors, they're then going to look at the reviews and say, okay, there's enough reviews to support this product. Great. If the price is very high, they're again going to look at the reviews and say, is this, high price worth it? Because this product has so many reviews that it must mean that it's higher priced because it's a better quality. So those are the main factors that affect click-through rate. To optimize that, right, the first thing is you need to focus on the main image. It needs to be a very high definition 3D render of your product. It needs to have some eye candy, something that catches the eye. So for supplements, we see this all the time. It can be like the fruits and things like that on the side of the listing, on the side of the product packaging. I also like to manipulate the label of the product packaging to showcase benefits and certain keywords of the product even better. So, for example, on my electrolyte supplement, I put hydration powder in very big, even though it's not that big on the packaging. I made it intentionally bigger because I knew that people are looking for hydration powder. And then I also like to sometimes add a box or a package on the side, even if it doesn't exist, to add some extra text to, and selling points and keywords on the box. Let's say there's logos or whatever, just to, again, try and sell the product better. So that's when it comes to the main image. When it comes to price, it's pretty simple, right? You're just going to optimize your price. What I used to do it manually, right? And it was very simple. I document every day my ad spend, my click through rate, my conversion rate, my profit, all of those numbers. And then I will increase the price and look at what happens to click through rate and conversion rate, and then lower the price and see what happens. And my goal is to optimize for the highest amount of profit, not technically the highest click through rate, right? Because I can drop my price, get more click through rate, but then because I have less profit per unit, make less. Or I can increase my price, drop my click through rate a little bit, but because I have more profit per unit, my overall profit goes up. So test it. I now do it with Prophecy, which is an AI price testing software. And then the final piece is reviews. Reviews are self-explanatory. The more that you have, the more the number, the higher the star rating, the more you're going to convert, the better you can going to convert. So have a strategy and go out there and get reviews every single day for your product and get the number, 200, 200, 300, 500,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 reviews. And the more reviews you get, you'll just and everyone who has any doubts about this, go into Helium 10 or go into Amazon, type in any product, and then go into Helium 10 X-ray tool and look at the sales graph. Click on the sales graph. It's going to have three options: sales, BSR, reviews. And if you click on sales, you'll see the sales going up. Look at, two different points, and then go to the reviews tab and look at two different points on the reviews. You'll always notice low reviews, low sales; high reviews, high sales. It's always a direct correlation. People might want to say, oh, it's PPC, it's this or that. Listen,
Mhm.
I mean, the charts are there. Every single product, the charts are there.
Yeah, there always market reality exists in every niche and on every platform. So you have to go with them.
Agreed.
Yeah. You mentioned that sometime you put some text or features on the main product or the label. So I was having that question, but you also answered somehow. But for further clarification, does it not violate Amazon uh, rules for the product detail page, or how do you tackle them?
Yeah, it's slightly against terms of service, of course, but if Amazon catches you, you just change the image. It's not a big deal.
Hmm.
And also, it's kind of hard to believe that people are sitting there comparing your product to your main image all the time. You know what I mean? So for us, nothing's ever happened. We haven't had any issues, so it's been pretty fine.
Cool, cool. So, if you talk about the conversion, now we search the keyword, we saw the the product search page, and the buyer now click on the on your listing, and now they go inside your listing. So what are the things again, what are the most credible things which you will give most credits with respect to conversion, that okay, these are the things which drives the conversion more than others?
Yeah, for sure. I think the first one is the rest of the images. That's where, I mean, most people go. As soon as they open up a product, they start scrolling through the images. And so your images should sell your product. In each image, it should be an infographic that talks about the product, the benefits, why that product is a solution to their problem, why it's better than everyone else, what are the features, all of that kind of stuff. And every single image should sell you so that by the time you scroll through all the images, you're like, okay, I understand why this product is the best one. I'm gonna buy it. And then same with brand story and premium A plus content. Those are all additional modules for you to sell your product with images and showcase why you're the best product out there. Besides that, the title and bullet points are very very important for SEO. The bullet points is great for adding in certain details that remove kind of objections. So if you ever let's say you're selling a product that is compatible with certain types of things. So let's say you're selling a microphone and it's only compatible with a certain number of phones.
Mhm.
Putting that specifications that this is compatible with 1 2 3 4 5 is going to help conversion rate a lot, because we all have questions, right? So I come onto a listing, I'm looking to buy a food scale. I want to know how, like how fine of a food scale it is. Like, is it zero point 0.1 or 0.01? I want to know what's the max capacity it can handle. I want to know the size and dimensions, because I'm probably going to take it around with me. So having all of that information in the bullet points definitely helps with the conversion. Then you go into some other things like discounts, coupons, lightning deals. All of those things will help conversion rate as well. Split test them. You don't always have to have a discount going on, but it's worth trying out. Um, Virtual bundles help push competitor targeting ads, so competitors who are targeting your product below the fold, so that sometimes helps conversion rate. And then besides that, videos on the listing. This is from creators who are basically like Amazon influencers uploading their videos on your listing. And the final piece is Amazon posts. So Amazon posts is great, and Amazon just released the feature where you can boost posts. So that's again just another thing. It's not going to add a huge amount of conversion to your listing. However, all of those things combined, the video, I don't know if I mentioned the video, but adding a video that you don't need audio to listen to, that is very fast and can keep someone who has a very short attention span engaged, and then convince them to buy the product. All of those things combined will increase your conversion rate.
That's cool. That's cool. Uh, is there any tool available in the market to see that after a visitor come to your listing, where they go first? Uh, I
Like a heat map.
Yeah, heat map. Yeah, thank you for the word. So
No, I don't think it exists, because then you would have to be able to have access to the back end of Amazon, and
yeah,
Amazon will never give you that access.
exactly. Yeah. You mentioned about the influencer videos and Amazon post, and those are my next question for the product detail page. So, coming towards the influencer videos, it's going like people are also now start offering services of influencer videos. Does it have impact, or is there any tool or statistic through which we can measure that? Okay, I'm getting this particular order from the influencer videos.
Yeah. So creator connections on Amazon, that's one page that you should look into. This is where you can create campaigns and reach out to creators and incentivize them to create videos on your product, giving them a commission. The second place you can do this is with Amazon attribution links. So creating Amazon attribution links, and then again reaching out to Amazon influencers and convincing them to basically make content about your product, upload it to your listing. We have been able to see with the Amazon Inspire a direct return on investment. So before, it was just branding and all this kind of stuff. Now we're actually able to tie a revenue number back to the creator. The creator, the ones that are making money generally want to be paid first. So think around $250 per video or per post. But if they are doing well, then it's so definitely worth the money. And then the thing that I anticipate, and I'm saying it here first before anywhere else, thing that I anticipate is going to come out is they're going to allow you to start running ads to those videos. So creator, it's just going to be like TikTok Shop. So with TikTok Shop right now, what we do is we reach out to creators and make them affiliates. They create videos for us. They send us the Spark code, and we start running those Spark codes as ads. So that's great. Now we can actually show those people's products more and more and more on the platform. With Amazon, I see it going in that direction. Now, the biggest concern for me here is Amazon is not a social platform. So people, it's hard to see that people are just constantly scrolling like they are on TikTok. When they're constantly scrolling and then they get hit with a video and someone's talking about a product and, it's shoppable.
Exactly. Yeah. I also noticed that Amazon is like, you can say, a boring platform from where you just pick something and then go out. And people like to spend more of their time on social platforms, and that's why I think
Yeah,
the reason behind the uh, successful, quick success, you can say, TikTok Shop. So yeah,
yeah.
regarding Amazon Post, what do you think its future? Because I also this is, I think, the tendency towards social thing of Amazon, because they want to give you the experience of social posting for the brands, so that you stay connected with your audience. So how do you look at the Amazon Post, and in what categories they are efficient? Because I also noticed that in some categories they are not working really well.
Yeah, so obviously, categories that are going to be more efficient are lifestyle,
Mhm.
products. So health and wellness, skincare, cosmetics, baby, pets, all of those things where you can showcase the product in use. Anything where you think the Instagram page of that product is going to be aesthetic and attractive, that's where it could work. Now, results wise, I have not seen that many positive results from Amazon posts. So
Mhm.
if you ask me, is this something that you should be spending your time and money investing in? Probably not. There's a lot of other things that are more important.
Mhm. And do you recommend it for bigger brands, not for the smaller brands, or not at all?
No, I would recommend it for everyone, right? I just would say make sure that you've hit up all the more important things first. Make sure that you have a review strategy that's up and running, your PPC is optimized, your listing, your images are optimized, your brand story, premium plus content, you have virtual bundles, you're testing discounts and coupons all the time, you have subscribe and save, you have, things to add like lifetime value and average order value. So once you have all of that set up, then I would say look into Amazon posts.
Agreed. Yeah. And what are your comments regarding the Amazon storefront? Amazon is appreciating it too much, and they have spotlight ads as well. Um, what do you think about the Amazon store? Is it like valuable, and does the spotlight ads work against the other ones?
Yeah, I haven't tested Spotlight ads that much, but generally, any sort of sponsor brand, advertising, anything like Spotlight ads works way, 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 way less, and generates 10% of what something else like sponsor products would do. So sponsor products should majority get all of your attention. Now with a storefront, I can see it adding a lot of credibility to your brand. So if you have a product, you want to create a storefront, you want that storefront to tell a story, not because it might convert, but because people looking at it and then going back to your listing and saying, okay, this brand is legit.
Cool. Yeah. With respect to scaling a brand on Amazon and then off Amazon, if you talk about the whole journey, let's say from day one when your listing is going live, not before that, let's skip that one, like the product research and the sourcing, but starting from the when the product goes live, from that day till scaling your brand to the other marketplaces. uh, can you briefly tell what are the stages, like the launching stage? In that stage, what we should do, and then what should be the next stage, when we should introduce variation, we should introduce more products, like you mentioned that you have to stable the one product and then focus on another product. So can you briefly tell the whole scaling of a product or a brand?
Yeah, absolutely. So initially, the first 30 to 45 days you're launching on Amazon is going to be the honeymoon phase typically.
Mm,
So the goal here is the highest number of unit sales made in that period, because as that number is higher and higher, you're making more revenue, even if it's at a loss, but also your organic rank starts going up. And as organic rank goes up, you start making more, free sales, not just paid sales from pay-per-click advertising, and that starts dropping your taco significantly, right? Because if you're, let's say you're spending $1,000 and you make $4,000 in PPC, 25% ACOS, let's say, whatever, let's say 500 in total. If you, instead of just having 500 in organic sales, you can take that, 500, make it, 2,000 in organic sales. So now you have the same $1,000 generating $6,000, and you can see how much your tacos went down by, right? It went down by a lot. And your overall, marketing spend is way more efficient. So with that being said, the launch is pretty simple. I identify the main keywords. I'll create auto campaigns, close match and substitutes broken up into two. I'll take the main keyword and I'll do single keyword campaigns, one campaign, one ad group, one keyword, broad phrase and exact for the top five keywords, so about 15 campaigns. And then I'll take the rest of the main keywords that are not the top five, and I'll launch them, probably three to five keywords per campaign, $100 budget for each campaign, and then I'd start at a mid-level bid, right? Not too low, not too high. And then from there, as I'm scaling, I'm expecting that, okay, in the first, let's say, week, I'm spending 100, making 100, spending 300, making 300, spending 500, making 500. And then the next week, as I start getting more reviews and my listing is improved and all that kind of stuff, maybe I'm spending, 200 and I'm making, 250, 200 making 300. And then I'll do 300 making 500, 300 making 600, and then 400 making 800, 400 making 1,000. And then as I'm spending more and more money on the ads, my revenue is going up. Like, if this is the ad spend and this is the revenue, they're both going up, but the gap is increasing, right? And the
mm,
gap increases because your conversion rate gets better. And as your conversion rate gets better, it means you're making more money from the same ad spend. You're making more sales from the same ad spend. And so that is essentially kind of how the launch works. You keep doing that, and it's fully based on the burn that you can sustain. And so, let's say you're okay losing $2,000 a month in profit. So you're gonna launch the campaigns and spend the money. Obviously, the more groundwork you do beforehand. So if you have very beautiful listing, SEO optimized, amazing images, videos, brand story, premium A plus content, and you're getting reviews already, all of that stuff will help you get there faster. Now, let's say you can burn $4,000 a month. So you start and you keep increasing your ad spend as much as you can until you hit negative 4,000. And then any underperforming keywords, you keep recycling them and you try and hit more and more and more and more revenue while maintaining that negative 4,000. So maybe next month it becomes negative 3,000, negative 3,000, then negative 2,000, then negative 1,000, then negative 1,000 one more month, and then you want to hit break even. So you keep, running more and more and more campaigns as you maintain that burn, and that burn will on its own go down because your organic ranking is going up if you're doing everything right, and your reviews are coming up, which means your conversion rate is going up on its own, so you're making more organic sales, and that's why your burn will go down, because it's free sales, it's all net profit. And so that's what I do. I focus on a certain burn amount, and then I spend as much money as I can, in a smart way, right? Targeting the right keywords to get to that burn level, and then I keep it there, and I, keep maintaining my burn, because I know that 6 months in, I'm going to be making $150,000 in revenue, and then I'm going to cut my ad spend down to 40,000, 30,000, and then I'm going to be very profitable, as opposed to doing that profitability when I have 10,000 sales a month, yeah, 10K sales a month.
mm. Cool. Yeah, that's a really good roadmap. What do you recommend when we should go off Amazon, or in other words, to other platform? Let's suppose I launch a product and it's been 6 months. Should I go now to the TikTok shop? Should I invest there as well, and to the Shopify, etc.? Or how do you look at it?
Yeah, the way that I look at it is, start somewhere and then do everything that you can to like make it systemized and automated and delegated. So let's say it's taking you, 4 or 5 hours a day to manage your Amazon. Keep optimizing and systemizing, and then, hire someone to delegate it to, and then monitor them. And then when what everything they're doing is, steady, steady, steady state, and nothing's moving, and there's a system and process and everything is in place, and they're reporting up to you in a way that you're comfortable, then you can go and explore putting your energy into something else. But always, the one thing that I ask myself every day is, what's the one thing that I can do right now that is going to make the company more money, right? It's how I keep stay focused. So if I'm running MMA nutrition and I'm like, oh, should I do TikTok shop? Well, let me ask myself, what's the one thing I can do right now that's going to make this business more money? Are my images amazing? Are my reviews amazing? Is my SEO optimized? Is my ads perfect on Amazon? Is there anything that I can improve first? Because you can take a big or even a small but up and running company to much bigger by focusing on it, as opposed to trying to say, okay, this is up and running, let me go and restart the whole process again.
Cool, cool. And once you establish presence outside Amazon, do you think you should divert that traffic towards Amazon store instead of executing that traffic or converting them outside? Let's suppose we have a Shopify store and we have good traffic there. So, what do you think? Is it still worth to drive external traffic to Amazon?
um External traffic to Amazon, I think, I mean, it's tricky, right? It's tricky. Why? Because when you're on Shopify, you need to do everything right for it to be worth it. So not only are you driving traffic to your Shopify, you need to do conversion rate optimization, you need to have perfect landing pages, you need to have email and SMS marketing attached on the back end to do, upsell and do all this stuff, because the cost of acquisition on Facebook is so high, right? As opposed to, if you divert that traffic to Amazon, you lose all the customer data unless you do buy with Prime. You lose the customer data, but you have the highest likelihood and highest chance of conversion. And so that's where it's kind of a decision that you're gonna have to make. I personally like to keep everything on Amazon, and once it's really big, then if I'm gonna go into Shopify, I'm gonna do it exactly how I would do Amazon. I would need an expert to run the ads. I would need to make sure that I have the best ads. I need to make sure that I'm always optimizing my conversion rate, and then at that point I'm like, okay, cool, I can expand because I know I'm gonna do it right, and it's not just like I'm sending traffic, and I don't know how to retarget. I don't know how to do email marketing. I don't know how to do SMS marketing, which all of these things are the things that bring the lifetime value to the Shopify shopper, not just because you don't pay Amazon.
Hmm. Thank you so much. Yeah. Um, Thank you so much, Mina, for giving your time and sharing your valuable knowledge. It's always valuable whenever I see a podcast with someone, a viewers, or see a post. So I hope the value will keep coming from your side, and me and my audience will be benefiting from yours. At the end, do you have any closing comments for the new sellers who are coming towards selling on Amazon, or even for the established sellers?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest, kind of words of wisdom I would say is, this is going to take way longer than you expect. It's going to be a lot harder. And so don't ever quit. Don't think that you're going to make money right away. Because, if you don't, then the other option is just for you to quit. And then all you did is you did everything for nothing, and you quit. So what I always say is, if you never quit, you'll never fail. You just are going to keep learning and improving and improving. So focus on that, and I think that's the one way where you can succeed is, maybe this product's not the right one, but you learned and you moved on to the next one. Maybe that one is not the right one, but you learned and you found a new way to improve or optimize your ads or come up with a better product, and so on. So just never quit and never keep pushing forward.
So you are suggesting that instead of uh, like plan A and plan B, we are always talking about that. So instead of setting plan B in any other niche, let's suppose you say that, okay, if selling on Amazon don't work, then I will uh, go back towards job, or I will do the same thing which I was doing. So instead of setting plan B in another niche, you have to set plan B in the same, like change the approach, change the product, but don't uh,
Don't quit.
yeah, don't quit. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, thank you so much, Mina, for your time. I will not take further of your time. Thank you so much. I hope some other day we will catch again in another episode, and we will get more information from you and knowledge.
Perfect. My pleasure. Thank you guys, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.